The time has finally come. My Sega Genesis Mini 2 has arrived. Ordered off of Amazon US, shipped by Amazon Japan. I'm pretty damn sure that's what's in this box. I only have a couple other things ordered from there. The Cyber Stick, which hasn't showed up yet, and I'm not sure when that'll be here, but we'll take a look at that when it arrives, but that should be quite a bit bigger than this. Let's go ahead and see what to do. They make it convenient, like just peel that. I get, man, whatever. Yeah, it is the Genesis Mini 2. I seized it. Oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? Look, this box is little. Compare it to the first one. Holy crap, good thing I brought the first one out. That is funny, it's tiny. I kinda want another one. I should have kept my Japanese pre-order, but I canceled it, damn it. That's okay. That is, wow, I wonder how this compares to the original box. Do I have, I have a box, hold on. Okay, so I don't have a box, an original box for Genesis, the second model, Model 2, but I do have one for the original. I haven't looked at this in a while, but I didn't realize comparing it to the first Genesis Mini, it's, you know, this is more of a big square. This was a rectangle. So not exactly the same, just the same style, right? But it's still, I mean, now that I'm looking at the original, like that looks really cool. Look at that. $149 at KB Toys. That's freaking nuts. The first one was amazing, I think, with all the games. You had Castle of Illusion, Castlevania Bloodlines, Beyond Oasis, Gunstar Heroes, the Sonic games, Street Fighter, Mega Man Wily Wars, the list goes on and on. You had like a lot of the heavy hitters. So what do we got this time? We got Night Trap, we got Sewer Shark, Final Fight CD, Shining Force. We got some Sega CD titles. There's a few of them. It says 12 classic titles for Sega CD, then 41 classic titles for the Genesis. There's a lot of cool stuff here. Echo the Dolphin. It has the whole list right there in the back of the box for the CD games. And then introducing the new games that weren't released. And then here's the regular titles. I think that's awesome. I'm baffled at how little this is. Holy crap. This is sweet. It only has one controller though. That's the thing that freaking sucks. But let's unbox this little guy. We gotta check him out. I do have my Genesis Mini, the first one, cased up right here in this official Megadrive Sega case, but we're gonna get this out to compared size. Okay, what do we got? HDMI cable. I'm not gonna use that, it's gonna stay in the box. Micro USB for power. That's gonna stay in the box. We have our controller, and we have our system. No manual or anything. Oh, and we have a little power brick too. That's a good thing. Give us a damn power brick so we have the right, specs to power the system appropriately. Eliminate issues, because there's been so many like things like mini arcades and whatnot that have come out that you don't have the proper spec and you get lag or other issues. It happens. None of the cables are Sega branded, which is typically a thing we only see with Nintendo. Like they're the ones that are usually branding their cables. I would have thought it would have been awesome to have the cables came with this branded, but that's okay. I'm not going to cry about it. Here is the controller. Very nice. You got that mode button up there. I don't know if I like how that D-pad feels on this, but we will have to try it out. It feels just a little stiffer than what I'm used to, but overall, it does feel pretty good. Sega on the back. Model number MK16530, Sega Corporation, made in China. And here is the little fella himself, the star of the show. Who cares about the controller? Well, I mean, I do, but oh my God. It's got a little cartridge slot that you could put fake cartridges into or finger it, Is the cartridge slot exactly the same as the other one? Yes, it is. It doesn't look like they diverged from the slot size. They're keeping the scale true, it looks like. We have a slider instead of a button, unfortunately. 2 USBs up at the front. And then we do have where you could connect this to the Sega CD decoration unit, which is still kind of neat. There's that, if you just wanted to have that look. And then HDMI and DCN. Looking pretty cool. You know what? We can easily open this. Let's take a look at the board real quick. Okay, moment of truth. Oh, we got a little heatsink shield thing going on there. But there's the button slider and the actual button for reset. And then our cartridge slot that goes nowhere. Zwicky Z7213. Zwicky's got a lot to do with a lot of these mini consoles out there. We're still waiting for that Sharp X68000 final announcement, but I'm not seeing anything else on this board. Like, I'm not seeing any Sega branding. I was trying to carefully get it out. See if there's anything underneath. No, just another shield. See if I could get that off. No, nothing down there. But there you go. There's the board. I'm going to get this put back together. We're going to test it out. So I got the Genesis Mini 2 put back together, powered on, selected English as my language, and just started playing. And I have to say, there's a lot of cool stuff here, and I've been having a blast playing this thing. I was excited for it, but a little like, oh, it's another Genesis Mini. But with the addition of these CD games, and it's a solid list. I mean, I'm really curious to hear from you guys what you think concerning the Sega Genesis Mini 1 and 2, which had the better list of games. So I think both of them have a solid set of games, but then there's going to be a handful I don't care about. It's going to be subjective to each individual person, and I'm kind of conflicted. I want to lean toward the first one. I like the list better, but this one has some really solid stuff that I really enjoy. Crusader of Senti. Sure, we didn't get the Working Designs games that the Japanese version got, and that's unfortunate, but I still think the list here is pretty cool. Now, as far as the controller goes, after having used it for some hours now, initially I think the D-pad felt a little stiff to me, and that's why I think I may have mentioned that earlier on. But after playing, I had no issues with the controller. It feels solid. Everything responds the way I would expect it to. No issues. Latency doesn't really feel like a problem to me. It's always a hot topic. I'm sure, with emulation and depending on the monitor you're using, there's always going to be some kind of latency, but whatever we got going on here, it feels fine to me. I've played on original hardware on the same monitors, and it feels almost the same. Like, I'm really not having any issues with that, so I'm not going to be here nitpicking input latency, because it just wasn't a problem for me. Like I said, the game list is really cool. The games all run great. I liked how they had that sound option to choose between the sound chips. That was really cool. So you kind of have a little, if you have a preference, you get to decide. I thought that was a very nice addition. Some of the wallpapers they have are kind of ridiculous. The designs, they look really awesome, but I think they're a little distracting to use them as a backdrop to the game you're playing. They might have worked for like a desktop wallpaper, but they're all right. You could go in the full screen or 4:3, put CRT filters on. You got 4 save states per game. Overall, I really dig this thing. I wish it was more widely available in stores like the first one was, instead of having to buy it from Amazon Japan. But hey, it's their business. They get to decide how they want to do it. And while I had a lot of fun with this, there's some games I really want to focus on. I couldn't play everything for this video, so definitely going to be live streaming in the very near future, focusing on stuff like Crusader of Senti and a few others that I want to play through. So definitely stay tuned for that. Really do appreciate all you guys. Let me know if you bought one of these. What are you feeling about it? I think it's a solid little device. I really love this kind of stuff. Little mini emulation consoles that are official. Still think, even since the day of like the NES and Super Nintendo Classic, I was like, man, it would have been great if they would have built one of these with like Wi-Fi, extra storage, and they had like a virtual console where you could buy games. That would have been cool. I know there's tons of options. You can just download them if you want. But hey, if there was a legit like virtual console for a mini console that was official. That would have been sweet, man. But hey, they keep making them. As long as they're not complete garbage, I'll probably keep buying them and doing videos on them. This one's sweet. Let me know what you think. Bye.